Forget everything you thought you knew about the rivalry between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. The tension, the viral moments, the intense on-court battles. It wasn't real, it was planned, it was engineered. And now, Angel Reese has finally revealed evidence that could shake the league to its core. According to her, WNBA Commissioner Cathy Engelbert has been running the league not as a professional sports organization, but as her own personal reality show, manipulating players, controlling referees, and cashing in millions along the way. Angel's recent comments, especially her statement that people in power wanted her to act a certain way, were more than just frustration. They were a warning. Reese wasn't the problem, she was the plan. Engelbert didn't just allow drama to happen, she created it, turning Reese into the villain so that Clark could be positioned as the untouchable hero. This isn't just about competition or rivalry, this is about calculated manipulation at the highest level. The real motive behind the Clark-Reese feud isn't pride, college rivalry, or personal beef. It's pure money. Sources inside the league confirmed that there was a secret deal tied directly to Engelbert's compensation, known as the Rivalry Ratings Bonus. This deal promised Engelbert a $50 million bonus if TV ratings and social media engagement hit astronomical numbers, all driven by a public feud between Clark and Reese. Engelbert saw the two players as the perfect combination for drama. Clark, the clean-cut golden girl, versus Reese, the fiery, emotional powerhouse. Every single decision, from scheduling games at prime viewing times to promotional clips highlighting Reese's most aggressive and emotional moments, was designed to maximize exposure and ratings. Engelbert didn't just let the tension happen, she paid for it to happen. Angel Reese was not just a player, she was the villain the league needed to boost Clark's image and, more importantly, to trigger the $50 million bonus. Reese felt pressure from people in power because she wasn't just answering to coaches or PR teams, she was answering to the commissioner's personal financial agenda. Engelbert didn't just fail to stop the tension, she ignited it. The manipulation didn't start on the court or in a press release. It started behind closed doors, before the draft, in private meetings between Engelbert's top team and Reese's representatives. According to insiders, the message was clear and carefully crafted. You are the anti-hero. The league needs a challenge to the established narrative. Lean into the fire. Don't apologize for your intensity. Be the villain. It will pay you millions in endorsements later. Reese was made to believe that her confidence and aggressive play were being rewarded, that she was being chosen to lead a new era of the league. In reality, she was being set up to absorb all the negative attention while Clark remained untouchable. Her recent comments of regret and confusion reflect a player who has finally realized the truth. She thought she was building a brand as a fierce competitor, but she was actually signing a psychological contract to be the league's scapegoat. The manipulation extended far beyond private meetings. The biggest proof of Engelbert's control is the refereeing. Before every Fever vs. Sky matchup, referees reportedly received instructions, an unofficial memo titled something like Guidelines for Managing High-Intensity Rivalry Games. These instructions weren't about fairness, they were about controlling the narrative. Fouls against Clark were called immediately, protecting her image as the heroic victim of the rivalry. Aggressive plays by Reese were deliberately overlooked and only punished later, making her appear volatile and emotional. Every technical foul she received, every public outburst, and every viral clip showing her frustration was part of a calculated effort to make her look like the villain. Reese wasn't failing as a player, she was navigating a system rigged against her. A system designed to fuel the league's story and sell ratings. But the manipulation didn't stop with referees. Engelbert also controlled the media. Every WNBA press release, social media post, and official statement was reviewed and curated to ensure the Clark-Reese storyline was amplified while Reese's successes were minimized. Clark's highlights were promoted as heroic and iconic, framing her as the savior of the league. Reese's highlights were buried in recaps, often paired with commentary about her attitude or past controversies. Journalists who tried to report on biased officiating or question the manufactured drama faced canceled interviews or denied access. Reese's softer interviews weren't a voluntary reflection. They were a product of extreme pressure from the league. She didn't suddenly become quiet and reflective. She was being silenced. The words she was able to speak publicly publicly were carefully measured, a cry for help that most media outlets ignored because Engelbert still controlled the narrative. While Angel Reese was being used as the villain, Caitlin Clark, too, became an unknowing asset in Engelbert's plan. Clark didn't ask for special protection, but the league created a system to ensure her image remained flawless. She was shielded from criticism, difficult questions, and negative media coverage. Meanwhile, Reese was left to absorb the criticism and public outrage. This created a dangerous divide in the league. Some players were turned into heroes, others into disposable villains. The system was no longer about talent or skill, it was about marketability and who could generate ratings. Resentment among other players is already growing. Engelbert didn't just divide Reese and Clark, she established a hierarchy based on who was profitable, not who was best on the court. Now Angel Reese has recognized the truth. Her anger is no longer directed at Caitlin Clark, it's aimed at the league and the system that used her. Her recent statements signal the beginning of a potential revolt. Once the $50 million contract and the referee memos are exposed, the WNBA could face a financial and reputational crisis unlike anything in modern sports. Players have already started talking among themselves. They know the system is rigged. They know Reese was sacrificed to boost ratings and protect Clark's image. Now, the league waits to see if Angel Reese will turn her public shame into a fight for fairness, a fight that could reshape the entire WNBA. If Reese and Clark were to join forces and expose the full scope of Engelbert's manipulation, the consequences could be enormous. Engelbert could be removed immediately. The secret $50 million ratings bonus could be investigated. Refereeing policies and media control practices would need major reform. And perhaps most importantly, players would finally be treated as athletes, not as characters in a profit-driven narrative. Angel Reese has confirmed the truth. She was manipulated, exploited, and silenced. But now, she holds the power to reveal the ultimate scandal. Engelbert's time is running out, and the WNBA conspiracy is beginning to crumble. The world is now watching. Fans, media, and sponsors are beginning to see the story behind the spectacle. What appeared to be a heated rivalry was actually a carefully planned strategy to generate money hidden behind the guise of professional sports. Every viral clip, every controversial moment, and every intense highlight had a new meaning. It wasn't rivalry, it wasn't emotion, it was profit and manipulation. And at the center of it all is one person, Cathy Engelbert. She is the real villain behind the scenes, the one who turned a professional league into a reality show for her own benefit. Angel Reese has finally spoken out, confirming what many suspected but could never prove. The league wasn't fair, the rivalry wasn't organic, the referees weren't impartial, the media wasn't independent, and Engelbert wasn't just leading the league, she was controlling it like a puppet show. Now the only question is whether Angel Reese will take the next step and reveal the full contract, the referee memos, and the behind-the-scenes manipulations that controlled the league. If she does, the WNBA will face its biggest scandal ever, and Engelbert's reign will be brought to a dramatic end. The villain isn't the players, the rivalry, or the headlines. It's the commissioner who turned the league into her personal soap opera. The world is watching, and justice may finally be served. Angel Reese has confirmed what was hidden in plain sight for years. She was manipulated and exploited for someone else's financial gain. Now, the power to expose the truth lies with her. If she chooses to go public, she could reshape the entire league, expose corrupt practices, and force reforms that treat players as human beings rather than scripted characters. The tension, the drama, the viral moments, it was all engineered. Every public outburst, every controversial headline, every referee decision that looked questionable. Now it makes sense. It was never organic. It was part of a plan to make money and protect one player's image while sacrificing another. The WNBA has never seen a scandal like this, and the next few weeks could determine the future of the league. Will Angel Reese leak the secret $50 million contract and reveal the full extent of the manipulation? Will Caitlin Clark join her in exposing Engelbert's schemes? The potential consequences are huge. Commissioner removed, policies overhauled, referees investigated, and players finally treated as the professionals they are. The game, the fans, and the world are all waiting. The villain isn't who you think, it's the person who orchestrated the rivalry, manipulated the players, and turned a professional sport into her personal show. Angel Reese has confirmed the truth, and now she has the power to bring down the most powerful person in the WNBA. The league has been exposed. The conspiracy is crumbling, and the world is ready to see justice done.